spent a lot of time with him. We saw the energy. We saw today, we heard Mr. Imran Khan, and we saw how much of goodwill that he really generated amongst the audience over here. We had a large number of other senior officials from Pakistan and from India, and of course the business leaders. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Chief Minister of Punjab. So,
Munawar Ahmed from Lahore, Pakistan.
I used to call him in class my birthplace. And he called me from there on his cell phone because he said he was standing on a street that was named after my great-grandfather. And he said, listen to the sound of the traffic. And I listened. It raps out to penetrate the barriers that have been laid down against us. Apart from the prohibitive costs of entry, there are still restrictions in place on an official level for Pakistani channels to be watched in India. I will take this opportunity to put this across that it is important for all of us to have a level playing field so that at least what is happening in Pakistan is available to people in India. We've made many attempts to use this tremendous, the factors of controversy and competitiveness and confrontation and competition, which is brilliant for television. And it will be very exciting to have the results. I say happy birthday because, as we Lahoris say, "Jinne Lahore nahi vekhya, wo jange nahi." You all have been born again, officially. Mubarak ho, Badai. Thank you very much.
Indian businessmen and businesswomen. I had this opportunity a few months ago, that of course when we went to India for this inaugural session of ICP, I think it was a treat to watch the way Indian side has built its infrastructure to promote trade and commerce with Pakistan in times to come. And I'm sure you must have enjoyed your stay in Lahore a lot and must have refreshed your memories. Those of you who have been born here or you are elders who belong to this part of the subcontinent. And Lahore, of course, is a city which has great values and great history. You must have also been to downtown Androon Shahar, we call it. This is my constituency. My son Hamza has snatched it from me. It's a different question, but it's a great constituency. The way you can have, if you want to have the best Swedish rabdi, you can have it in Pani Ka Tarab Wala. If you want to have chili pie, if you want to have puri chole, if you want to have the best fish, tali machli, and anything. It's in downtown in Androon Shahar. And if you want to really listen to music, you come across the best musicians over there, the best dancers, the poets, pahlwans, the wrestlers. And if you want to really enjoy wonderful life over there, it's available there. And if you commit a smaller sin, Bache mosques there. And if you commit a major sin, Tomb of Darashab is there. So it's a very, very comprehensive constituency. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are gathered here today to discuss far more serious issues which belong to our posterity, to our future. As I said earlier on at Tali, and I will repeat it even in the course of repetition, that during the days of partition, we crossed rivers of blood. And as if that was not enough, subsequently we fought 3 wars and billions were lost on both sides. Precious lives were lost on both sides, and we gained nothing. As I speak, our problems, our tensions are still to be resolved. And I think we have now come to understand and appreciate that the surest way towards moving towards peace and tranquility, towards happiness and prosperity, is through interaction, is through dialogue, is through having these exchange of visits, having very important, interesting subjects discussed at these forums. And therefore, I feel this visit of yours is most welcome visit, and we are very happy to interact with you, to discuss with you how can we carve out a future for this region, for our people on both sides, which did not have great opportunities in the past. We had tensions, we had problems, we had wars, we had destruction. And having said that, today both countries are armed to the teeth. India has nuclear technology, so has Pakistan. And God forbid, if we fight again through military terms, nothing will be left. Very few people will be alive to tell others what happened. So I think the lesson is that we have to talk to each other, we have to become friends, and we have to become good neighbors. That is the only option. There is no other option available. And in that, I think the best course is to expand our commerce and our trade and exchange with each other our strong points. India is very strong in steel. Pakistan is very strong in textile. India has other expertise. Pakistan has certain other strong points. This is how, through which we can alleviate poverty in this region. We can alleviate hunger in this region and deploy these resources for the well-being of the two countries. India has a wonderful record of development in the last decade. 6%, 8%, 9% GDP. Pakistan, unfortunately, has not done so well. But I think India, by having an expanding middle class, it has problems with lower classes, poor classes, poor, like Pakistan. And we have to treat them. We have to, feed the stomach to make them look like, very productive citizens of the two countries, and marginalize, extremely marginalize those segments of society on both sides who want to further escalate this tension for one reason or the other. So while we talk of trade, while we talk of investment, while we talk of exchanging our delegations to have better understanding and to refresh our good memories of the past and bad memories we left behind, I think it's extremely important that simultaneously we also address our differences, our issues. Otherwise, this journey will be incomplete. It will never reach its proper destination. And that is where I think I am coming from, that while we wholeheartedly we support this this mechanism, and it is unstoppable. Let me say very clearly, how can the two landlocked provinces of Western Punjab and Eastern Punjab gain upper hand if they really, continue, exporting their products to Mumbai or to Karachi, entailing huge freight expenditure and losing the opportunity of gaining the advantage of proximity of distance and cutting their cost of production. So I think the only and the surest ways and the proper ways that we should be exporting these products, not through Dubai and Singapore, but through Lahore and Amritsar, and exporting to other places. That is how people will benefit in terms of their empowerment, employment, cutting our cost of production, and becoming more competitive. For this, I think we have to obviously address to many issues, which are tariff issues and non-tariff issues. I am not going to go into the red model of routine and factual figures. We all know that. I think philosophically, we have to understand that if we have to live like good, peaceful, and happy neighbors, because this is something, I mean, we have got it as a matter of history. Whether we like it or not, we are neighbors. It's all up to us to live like peaceful neighbors or unruly neighbors. We have fought, for the last 64 years, or 60 years, or 50 years, like unruly neighbors, and gained nothing. Destroyed our two houses, or damaged our two houses. Now is the time to learn our lesson from the past and move forward with unity of thought and action. That if Europe fought battles, wars, belittling each other for centuries and killed millions and gave immediate causes to two world wars, which annihilated societies after societies and cities after cities. Millions of people were killed. And today we see the last 60 years, they have become, if not hunky-dory. They may be having their own grievances deep down their hearts, but at least they are acting like very wise people. They have European Union, common market, they have single currency, come to the rescue of Greece, which went bankrupt and pumped in 120 billion euros over there. They came to the rescue of Italy and advised the Prime Minister to leave. And that's how I think Europe has become one house today. And previously they were house of cards. Today it's a strong house. So I think this is where we have to really ponder over and think that this part of the world, which has suffered in many ways, has to now convert its sufferings into happiness, into prosperity. This is difficult, but not impossible. And this is the first step I think the two countries have taken. And this is a long journey. No question about it. If anybody thinks that everything will be milk and honey, is living in a fool's paradise. But I think we have to also know that we will suffer no fool anymore. And those knee-jerk decisions of the past, that story has to be buried for all time to come. And we have to act wisely, and we have to think very truly. I'm sure we will find solutions to most ticklish problems, whether it's Kashmir, whether it's water issue. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, I'm being very honest with you, that while we wholeheartedly we support this scheme, this great initiative on both sides, and I applaud those great minds in industry, in commerce, I think in political world, on both sides, who have really given support to this idea, and of course, Gio and Jang and Khalil Rahman for this Aman ki Asha. It's a great initiative. But I think if we do not flag problem areas, then we will be, we will be unfair to ourselves and unfair to everybody. We must also understand that on the way we have to address our problem areas as well. Otherwise, there will be, like in the past, a chance, an outside chance, that God forbid, an adventure will come and rock the boat. What will happen then? So I think it is extremely important that while we give full support and impetus to this great initiative, we should also address our burning issues in a fashion which burn the candles of hope and not burn life and property. And that's what is very important to understand. Because, let's say, for any reason, if we are locked into a difficult situation, then bigots and extremists on both sides, they will try. Do we want that to happen? As happened in the past, in order to marginalize them, in order to sort of make them mum, we have to come up with solutions. And solutions probably will not happen overnight. On the way we'll find them. But that resolve must be shown in no uncertain terms. Otherwise, those voices will keep on crying at a higher pitch and will disturb this process always. So I think this is one of the most important points I want to submit for the time consideration, that while there is no other option, I think I am a brother of a former Prime Minister who, through the collected effort of this nation, gave finality to our nuclear program. But I am also the brother of the Prime Minister who initiated this great bus diplomacy initiative when Prime Minister Vajpayee came to Lahore, and we signed this Lahore Declaration, and subsequently an adventurer who made Pakistan as a rental state for his madness, declared that Lahore Declaration as a sellout declaration. And then he had to bend backwards to meet Indian Prime Minister at Kathmandu at a high cost. So time and tide wait for none, ladies and gentlemen. Lahore Declaration was a great opportunity. Past diplomacy was a great opportunity when leaders had gathered here, and there were voices on both sides in Mumbai, in Lahore, and of course extremists were trying to sabotage that initiative. But I think through an iron resolve, Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and Prime Minister Vajpayee, we could achieve the Lahore Declaration, and then the rest is history. So I think I will not take much of the time. I would say that here is an opportunity. Let us, grab this opportunity. Otherwise, posterity will not forgive us. Thank you. Pakistan Zindabad, India.
They were showing the sentiments toward this country as their own country. Because it was one part in the time, then they turned divided to Sri Lanka, and they are somewhat in Nepal, somewhat. But they have got the same psychology, same RNA, same blood, same country. At that time, it was a slogan, it was very far. We have to give the opportunity to everybody on listening. So it initiated from this also. And then in fifth conference, I then represented Pakistan there in Ashoka, New Delhi. I was the vice president of SARC Association. They gave me the opportunity. Just come to the question. I would ask my respectable chief minister. He's very senior person and very dynamic. He's from my college. He did kind of work. I will ask him when he take the country, when he will take the coming government, they can make another government coming. If they are able to make the SARC a strong, unit in the subcontinent, and then later on taking the countries towards the life John will do it. Is it possible? This is my question.
And we should, I think, emulate the example of Turkey. Zero problem in the neighbors. I think that's the way forward. Turkey is the most shining example in the region to follow. Whether it's their economic empowerment, emancipation, and diplomatically solving problems with their neighbors. I think we should follow them models. Everything we do, absolutely.
Rather than talking of those issues, they set us back rather than take us forward. What's your view on that?
Okay, we have to speak of those contentious issues, not for the heck of it, but for two reasons, very important reasons. One, that this will show our intent, that and we have to talk, not shout. That's important. And as I said, bury the hatchet of the past. So we have to talk to show our intent that we are serious about this, and to obviously to satisfy our people, our constituency. Well, this is not a proven issue. It's very much there, but we have to go like what China. Haven't China fought a war with you? You were enemies, weren't you, in the 60s and 70s? And now China and India are, great trading partners, $16 billion. So I think we have to understand that those tactics have gone. It will never work again. But we have to invent new tactics. We have to invent new tools. And therefore, one, that we have to talk gently, talk politely, understand each other's position, and move forward. And two, those bigots, those extremists who keep on chanting the slogans, on this side of the border and that of the border, they have to be also not only addressed to, but addressed to, logically and holistically. For that, I think we have to talk, but we should not stop our interaction in other areas. That must continue. This is my suggestion, and if this can be improved upon, I'll be very happy to talk to my friends. But I think this is where I think I come from.
Thank you. May we have the last question to get to
कही वो बात सब बातों के बाद वो बात हमारे इमरान असलम साहब की जो तकरीर है इस पर जरा जरूर गौर फरमाइए और वो जो बहुत अहम है जिस तरह कुछ लोगों ने कहा कि एक यूफोरिया की सूरत हाल है तो लेट्स नॉट फॉरगेट द रियलिटीज एंड वी हैव टू एड्रेस दोस रियलिटीज बिफोर वी कैन मूव फॉरवर्ड. थैंक यू.
Outstanding quality of speakers at each and every session, enabling the depth in the discussions. Their vast and rich experience of each and every speaker has really helped us in getting much more depth and much more content in the speeches and in the presentations that each one of us heard throughout the days. We had a very high beginning, a very strong beginning with the Honorable Prime Minister. He set out this vision, and thereafter we had a series of other leaders from Pakistan. The Foreign Minister who was here with us yesterday. We also had the Cabinet Secretary. We had the two High Commissioners from India and from Pakistan. We had the leaders of the two. We met with one leader at his residence, the Sri Nawaz Sharif, and the Indian delegation called on him. We spent a lot of time with him. We saw the energy. We saw today, we heard Mr. Imran Khan, and we saw how much of goodwill that he really generated amongst the audience over here. We had a large number of other senior officials from Pakistan and from India, and of course the business leaders. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Chief Minister of Punjab. So that was really the spread which all of us really experienced, and we are therefore taking back from today a whole lot of hope. And beyond that, we have what we have really concluded is that it's now time for action. We've had enough discussions. We know that there are so many things. We've talked about 12 billion trade in the next five years. We've talked about phasing out of the negative list. We've talked about investments and even necessary procedures and requirements of which were being formulated for FDI. We had the High Commissioner say that yesterday. We are also therefore looking forward to much more deeper and concrete exchanges in the future. Cooperation between company to company, business to business. And I think that is what we are going to see start very soon. We said that the Indian industry is committed. There was discussions on that, and I must underline that CII as an organization, the Confederation of Indian Industry, is indeed very committed. We would see to it that this process that we have initiated here would be irreversible. We would see more CEOs, delegations come into Pakistan, and we would really invite CEOs delegation to come into from Pakistan and into India, and through our 64 offices in India, we would like to connect the Pakistan businessmen into various opportunities that really lay in India. And we would also like to see the Pakistani goods, like we are doing something called the Made in Pakistan exhibition in the northern part of the country. We would like to go beyond north, and we would like to see participation from Pakistan in this Made in Pakistan shows that we would like to do across the country, and I'm sure we would get a response from each one of you. And besides the CEO's delegation, we discussed today morning with our counterpart organizations. We talked about it with them also yesterday, and we have decided that our our focus would be sectoral. The sectoral opportunities that we are seeing over the course of the discussions that we have had. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to really turn to the speaker, our chief guest at the valedictory session, the Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab. Sir, we would really like to thank you for making your time to come here and give that wonderful address that you gave. And we really would like to see forward as a low-hanging fruit the connection between the two Punjabs, and your leadership would play a great role in really enhancing that. I would request, ladies and gentlemen, to all of you to join me in thanking the Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab. I would fail in my task if I did not really mention of the two organizations who have really worked relentlessly in giving us this wonderful conference over the last 2 days, the Chan Group and the Times of India. And the two individuals from there, I must talk about Mr. Shahrukh Hassan and Rahul Kansal. For CII, it's been fun working with them over the last few months of preparations, uncertainty, whether we will do it, whether we will not, whether we are going to go ahead. But at the end, we have made it, and we have made it because of the tremendous will part that we saw in these two organizations. We have been able to re-establish very old friendships and build new in this visit. We had discussions with each one of our counterpart organizations, but our co-organizer, our co-partner in this, the Pakistan Business Council, has been of great value in terms of not only doing this conference, but also in helping us look forward as to how we take the deliberations that has really taken place in terms of forward in true spirit of the discussion. And we have decided on a large number of things this morning when we went early to decide as to how we could really see action coming from these two organizations. I'd like to also thank the two High Commissioners, our Indian High Commissioner being present over here. Thank you very much, sir, for your participation and for your guidance before that. And last but really not the least, I'd really like to say that this has been an outstanding audience, an audience which has really been so participative and has really given so much of inputs which will help us take this agenda forward. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, we are requested to keep.
डिपेंडेंस बढ़ेगी, तो उन चीज़ों के साथ जो दीवारें हमारे दिमाग के अंदर साइकोलॉजिकल बैरियर क्रिएट हो रहे हैं, तो आप देखेंगे आने वाले दिनों में कैसे ऑटोमेटिकली डिसमेंटल होते जाती है। कल को अगर कुछ ऐसा कुछ एक्सट्रीमिस्ट फोर्सेस जो रहती हैं, कोई भी अगर नई शुरुआत होती है तो उसके कुछ बोटलनेक्स भी होते हैं, कुछ डिफरेंट प्रॉब्लम्स भी होती हैं, लेकिन हमारे साथ
से आएगी यूरोप से, ताइवान से आधी कीमत पे इंडिया में डेफिनेटली हमें उसका एडवांटेज होगा अगर हम वहाँ से जल्दी बाय करेंगे। टेक्सटाइल में पाकिस्तान बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है, पाकिस्तान के पास अपर हैंड है, उसमें हम पेनिट्रेट करेंगे। इंडिया में इसी तरह IT सेक्टर में इंडिया बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है, वहाँ से टेक्नोलॉजी आएगी, पैसा आएगा, इंडस्ट्री आएगी, तो ये विन विन सिनेरियो है। और ये बाकी अब ये जो अमन की आशा है, ये मैंने देखा आम लोगों में है और हर शख्स में ये आशा है कि अमन हो, उससे स्टेबिलिटी आएगी, इससे
नेक नीति है वो नज़र आती है। इस बार जब वो बात कर रहे हैं, इसमें कोई ऐसा नहीं है कि लिप सर्विस दे रहे हैं, दे आर रियली वर्किंग और इंशाल्लाह बहुत जल्दी ठीक हो जाएगा। और हम तो उस दिन के लिए दुआ कर रहे हैं कि सुबह उठें और चले कि लाहौर की सैर करके दें और शाम को वापस घर पर पहुँचे। और बहुत बढ़िया एक्सपीरियंस रहा है। देयर आर पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग ऑन बोथ दी साइड्स।